A small ship within with faraway friction of Chinese.
Well, that's in me another SMS too. Thank you. Okay, we're back. Yeah. Okay, that was the weirdest Twitch disconnection error I've ever seen. That was, they just wanted to make sure that I lost all my audience the moment I start streaming.
Like we need to make sure everyone's gone.
We just need to make sure everybody's gone. I didn't have an internet problem. It was like my Twitch login expiring.
Like, hey, middle of the stream, this is when it needs to be validated.
I'm here now?
Yes.
I'm not watching I Am Here Now, sorry.
I am here. Anyway, we had moved on from Nest Invader.
To absorb.
To absorb. One of the cleanest cards, just like this is like, just look at the like text. It's like, okay, what does this do? Counterspell, gain life. Excellent. A+.
It's definitely, it's very good because it helps establish an arc. This card's like Glacial Fortress. This card's very archetypal. Like,
yes.
One of the problems with playing blue-white control or playing long-form control decks is that your counters do not help you on the board, so you can fall behind. So ways of this card is an answer while also a way to get back from behind,
right,
by giving you
like,
a health.
And it's like a couple pieces of it where like you don't want this as like you don't want a card that just says gain 3 life. That's not useful. That's not card efficient enough to be useful.
You gotta have something on that. Even if it's just like gain 4 life, draw a card. That can sometimes be enough.
Yeah, that can sometimes be enough. But, like, if you get to staple it to counterspell and you get to have, blue counterspell, white gain 3 life, that's a different world. All of a sudden you're able to turn a corner a little bit more as you keep in control.
It really lets you, especially paired with cards like Wrath of God. So like afterwards you stabilize with the Wrath. This card goes very well with Wrath of God.
Mm-hmm. And like this also was like, we have counterspell is a thing that existed for a long time in Magic as a 2-mana effect, and like over time it's like, okay, cancel is like the more what the actual text counter target spell is at, but cancel alone isn't like efficient enough.
Cancel, they've also, this was about when they first started experimenting with stapling things to cancel.
Yeah, so as we said, archetypical, this one sits next to Undermine, the blue-black one.
You lose 3 life.
Yeah, which has a way of closing out a game on the opposite side of the
what was the blue-red one? It was like coin flips, right?
No, blue-red one from this era is Suffocating Blast, which is blue-red 1. And deals 3 damage to a creature.
Lightning Strike didn't even exist yet. It was
also you can't cast this spell if your opponent, if there's no target.
It needs 2 targets. So
the last of them in the era is Mystic Snake.
Mystic Snake. We're all big fans of Mystic. Is a grizzly bear.
Yeah, that's a grizzly bear on a counterspell. Like, and what more do you ask for? But yeah. There are more recent versions of like blue-green or blue-red for counter spells, but in the era and invasion, those were the 4 that existed. But Absorb like, definitely feeling better than Nest Invader. Definitely feeling... I feel better than Rada. Honestly, I'm probably, like, around, like...
Why am I invaded? I shouldn't be.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that... I'm pretty sure I was offline. Because with all of this that's going on, you will understand that I do not want to be playing online.
Right.
I killed myself just to avoid... Okay, so the list... how do we feel on a ranking of... I gotta think.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, like...
It's pretty close to Glacial Fortress, wouldn't you think?
That was the card I was thinking it's around as well. Like, it feels similar, like we said, like, archetypical, Is it better than Glacial Fortress?
It's better than Is it better than Disrupting Scepter? I think categorically, yes.
Yeah... I think it's better than Omnivorous Flytrap.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it above Scepter, but below Glacial Fortress. Because I feel like Glacial Fortress would still get played today, whereas Absorb is like a standard level card.
Yeah, we last saw it in standard in Ravnica Allegiance, and like it wasn't lighting any fires in that era. And then its most recent reprint is a reprint set done by so yeah, below Glacial Fortress.
I'm feeling that.
Oh, I gotta.
I just copy the whole list and paste values only. That's the technique I came up with. It's
like copy.
Like copy forward, copy down, and then.
Gotcha.
Right,
okay.
And then right.
Yep.
Oh. Now you want
right.
Yep, values only.
Yeah. Which is
paste special.
Shift V.
Shift V. Ogre knows what's up. Yeah, maybe it was a Forlorn. I always remember Forlorn being here.
I always forget. Like I always forget if it's Shift V or Alt V, which one does which, and it won't stick in my mind. So I always have to check it when I'm doing this. Anyway, that's Absorb. Classics of Counterspell.
Classics of Counterspells.
Pretty good card, top 4. You think we can find something better?
I don't think so. We can try though.
Okay. Let's see if we can. Okay, well, Absorb is pretty dang great. I don't know how we're feeling on Plains.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
There was a question I was going to eventually have to answer is how do we handle basic lands? And I think the way we do this is we put basic land. We put the basic land where we rate Plains as a whole, and then we might make a separate page to rank each basic land we find.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was what I was gonna say is that like if I can just like new sheet and then don't mind me.
I still haven't found any torches. What happens if I use a flame butterfly when I don't have any torches? I suspect, it won't let me use it.
Okay. Anyway, we have a new list.
We have a new list ranking every basic land ever printed. So let's think about Plains.
So this is
a pretty ugly white bordered 8th edition Plains.
Yeah, so we have a. This is. I guess we just go by card numbers. This is
Plains 234.
Plains.
Like 334 8th. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You've made a collector catalog before.
Yeah, I'm gonna like 334. Something like that.
Ooh, it's a Plains illustrated by Fred Fields. That's pretty good. That's deserving of number 1 spot for now.
Yeah. So what we have here is clearly the best basic land ever printed.
Yeah, but it's currently the best basic land ever printed. What do we think about basic planes?
As far as where this goes on the
On the ranking of every
over.
card. It cannot be destroyed by City in a Bottle.
So basic planes
Or
is a
Apocalypse
card
Giants,
that
however.
I think the arc of basic planes in Magic is one of a rising star.
Yeah, this is a shonen protagonist of lands where
Yeah.
spent the first 17 years of its life getting beat up.
Yeah.
Hot. I feel
Dear
for
plane.
you. Dove is happy to be small.
Yeah, like the planes, white as a color, kind of.
Now we are
Butt of many jokes, to the point where, like, for how long in Vintage was
give me
House Slio? How long in Vintage were, like, white duels just, like, the de facto cheapest?
Oh,
Or, like,
yeah.
Vintage Legacy, right? Like, you know, Plateau, right?
Plateau
and
Slate
bits
specifically, and like Scrubland. No, Scrubland was probably not Savannah.
Well, you know, yeah, Savannah's the other I think of that's like, oh boy, because like, you know, Tundra obviously is Tundra, but like, yeah, I think the arc of Plains is one that's grown over the years. White is like, there was a while where green was kind of this focus color where it's like we need to have a better like power level feel for green, and white has had that in eras as well. Over the last few years has had some major like shifts, a lot since like design started doing stuff more for EDH, because white as a color was very weak comparatively, in the mechanics it had access to.
I gotta move the chat so I can read that full message. Quick opinion from you two on a Magic card artist. Well, who is the artist? Maybe the card will come up.
How many times planes have saved you in Hearthstone and the Paladin opponent's hands full of them? That's true.
Yeah, Plains is very powerful when your opponent has it. Yeah.
Yes.
Plains is most powerful when your opponent has Plains.
Plains good in the mirror.
Plains.
But no, like Plains is
Plains is powerful now. You can cast like still hard to say. Like I think of like Prismatic Ending. A lot of Plains cards want you to be in other colors as well.
Leyline Binding.
Like Leyline Binding and Prismatic Ending, but they're still like you can still like play Oust and Boros Energy. The white cards are the good cards.
Are the good cards in that deck? Yeah, that's.
It's like you need a red permanent for Ajani, but Ajani costs one white, one and a white, and then you had Guide and Pride. It's like white cards have really risen. So what do we think about Plains? In my brain, I know Plains is better than Glacial Fortress. But I don't know about my heart.
I feel like basic lands are just gonna be hard to beat. Right?
But yeah, basic lands are really powerful.
Like, you can play any number of them and you want to. So, it's good stuff. Justine Jones. I don't recognize that artist by name. I have to pull up.
I can pull up a random card.
Yeah, let me. I have to. Let's rank Plains first, and then we can.
Yeah, we'll rank Plains first.
Yeah. Fred Fields.
Fred Fields is a pretty good name for a Plains artist, even though I'm not sold on that art. Because it's fine.
I don't like. So one of the things about this art is that I look at this art, and I feel like I am driving in the Midwest.
Yeah. Like
this is and if I wanted to find a plains,
You like the Midwest is is near the Great Plains. It's very wide and flat.
yeah, because like looking at that building in the background of this, that's clearly like some sort of fortress that that we have a trail going to. That's in my eyes, that's not a fortress. That's a bunch of silos.
Yeah, that's a baseball
that's
field.
grain. Yeah, like this is a small town that is built around a granary. The town has a population of 156. It does have one baseball field, and the gas station is also the only restaurant in town attached to it.
Ah, yeah.
Just that's what this evokes. That's what this plains evokes. I think I like it because it looks like a grain silo off in the distance. Is this better than Sword of the Meek?
Sword of the Meek is cooler, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
As far as I know, Plains has no infinite combo. Although it probably does.
I have been told that Plains is green, but that's up for debate.
Right, yeah, this is
boring.
Not, yeah, this is not a John Ford via David Lynch approved Plains.
Okay. Yeah, let's go above Glacial Fortress then. I think that basic lands are going to be rating pretty high on this list. Being basic land.
Yeah, they're very powerful cards. They're one of the few. They're the only kind of card you can play any number of without the rules text of the card telling you that.
Yeah.
You can play as many of them as you want.
The future of Plains is I think the Plains futures are still good.
Yeah, if you had invested in Plains 5 years ago, imagine where you would be now.
Right. Pull up some artists, which means I need to. Scryfall searches.
Mostly seems to do. Oh, I know Glimpse is pretty good.
Yeah, the.
I'm glad she got to do like a normal card when it seems like mostly what she does is these alt art prints.
Yeah, a lot of these alt arts.
Oh wait, she did that one ring. Never mind. Bad artist. Bad artist.
Oh,
Just horrible. Just terrible.
We have so the unreadable text. Is this Mount Doom? Okay. We also have Horrific Assault, which is the other. Yeah, I like Glimpse the Impossible. That one is
it's a fun card with good art. However, cannot forgive the One Ring art. The illegible One Ring art.
I would attend that concert. But like we've established, good plans. Does a lot of work. This is, and we've also established best basic land ever printed.
Best as of this moment, the best basic land ever printed. Here's to you, Fred Fields.
But
we could do better, though. We could do better.
Other than Plains.
Well, what's better than Plains?
Island.
You know what? Fuck, dude, you're right.
I mean, look, when you're right, you're right. There ain't no mistake being made on this one.
You know, when you put it that way, you really gotta admit that basic island goes pretty hard, and this is even a pretty good island. This is what, a secret layer drop.
This is a secret layer. Jean D'Angelo. I don't know the secret layer that this is from, but I do like this look here. This one has this, like, the we have the exact center line with this island above and below the surface, the reflection of it.
Still fails the John Ford test, but I think this passes the Wes Anderson test.
Okay.
Yeah, what can you say about Island?
Island. So if Plains is the rising star, Island isn't the falling star. Island's just been there forever.
Island is the
Like,
the old guard. I think islands have maybe the most things you can do with them. Like the card, stuff like
You can bounce
Daze and
Yeah.
Gush. Like there's been lots of iconic cards that let you
Yeah.
do stuff with islands. Or it's like
I
sure
think
there's
of-
like Cryptghast, but
Yeah, I think of islands and swamps as the land. Like island, swamp, and then like a gap, and then like mountain, and then a gap, and then forest plains.
yeah, Plains has very
know.
few. Forest has stuff like Nissa, and like enchant restrictions, but
But yeah, island gets it. Island since day one has been the winner in basic lands, and really hasn't lost its luster as time has gone on. You know, even in creatures over time having caught up to the power of old spells. A, does not diminish the power of end-step factor fiction, but B, means that blue has access to just better bodies in general as time has gone
oh yeah,
on,
like
so.
you can you can now turn non-basic lands into islands with islands.
It's true. You can make things into islands. This is SLD. I feel like this one goes above our
Yeah, I think this is probably the best basic island ever, the best basic land ever printed so far.
Okay.
In my brain, I know of better islands, but we'll wait for them to show up. And I'm going to say this right now. We're not committing to rating every single version of every single card ever printed. But
No.
once we'll stop the voting for best basic land when we finally rate every card. So when we get there,
That sounds good.
we'll stop the line.
Yeah, because we found an island, and that lets us put island on the list, and obviously we'll find more islands.
Yeah, we'll obviously find more.
So, okay, where does island live?
It's got to be better than Plains, right?
I think that one's like freely established.
Is Island better than Slaughter Pact? I'm going to be a little sad if we end today's ranking with Island on top, but it probably is, right?
Like, I feel like the gap between island and plains isn't a chasm anymore.
It's not a
If you'd asked that
chasm.
question,
Yeah.
If you asked that question, years back, yes, it would have been, but now it's merely a gap. Yeah, probably. I think it's island, right? Like,
It's got to be Island. It's sad to say, but it's true.
right, and that's why we're doing the sciences. Like, it's down on the pad,
Here's to you, Island.
And
Best
Island
card ever
has
made.
best card.
That one might stay there a while.
That one, I think we can find cards that can match up. We've had some good stuff today. Like, also very absorb island plains. Like,
Yeah, well, they're very they saw that glacial fortress and they want to fill it out. We're gonna get
yeah.
crap. We're gonna get Mute City next. Port Town.
To this day, I think of that whole cycle as the F-Zero lands. Thanks to Mute City. Port Town. Anyway.
So I don't think this is gonna be better than Island.
I don't know.
We gotta check. We gotta peek under the covers. What's better than Island? Iron Lead.
Iron League Steed.
This is a card that you would not be wrong for not remembering. Is this Aether Revolt?
No, this is Kaladesh proper.
I played Kaladesh Limited. I thought I would remember something like this.
Yeah.
I remember Snare Thopter, although that was before. That was wasn't that like the when
That was
the set like Little Chandra was from that like told us about? What do they
that's
call it
the
other than
3-2
Kaladesh
hasty.
now? They changed its name recently.
Avishkar is the
Avishkar.
current, but this is still from Kaladesh the set. As it's in the set coming out next week, Aether Drift takes place on this plane, which had a revolution and a rename to Avishkar within the setting to change the setting name. But
So what do we-
Kaladesh is still Kaladesh, and League Steed is still Iron.
This
League
starts
Steed.
life as a 4-mana 2/2, which if you had stopped right there, this would have been a great Kamigawa card. Like imagine this card. Imagine this would be pretty. A 4-mana 2/2 haste would be pretty freaking good in Betrayers.
In Kamigawa Limited, there were a number of 4-mana 2/2s that were like first pickable. I'm thinking of a black 4-mana 2/2 that sacks to give -1, or no, not sorry. That one's a 4/2. I'm thinking of like some of the spirit crafty stuff.
Yeah, really, all I can remember is Takano's Cavalry, which I think was a 1/1 instead of a 2/2.
But so you get a 3/3 haste or a 2/2 haste with a 1/1 because the Fabricate gives you the choice on coming of one side or the other.
And there were some good cards with Fabricate, but this one.
Nah, this is air.
This is a possibly playable 23rd.
Yeah, like the best thing that this card gets to do is operate as a hasty threat in a deck where a hasty threat isn't normal, right?
Yeah, this is the power of Snare Thopter, which again, all I can think of when I see this card, is that it was a 3/2 flyer with haste out of any deck.
Yes.
This is not that.
No. Sometimes this was 2 bodies or 2 pieces of metal, and that was enough. Oh, big.
I don't know. I don't remember what you used the metal for in like this metal count.
Honestly, it was more like 2 bodies rather than.
Yeah, because I remember the good card with this keyword word was Angel of Invention.
The one I can think of with regard to like metal in that set was like was it Marionetter? Like a black. It was like black 4 for like.
There was Marionette's Apprentice, but that was a recent card.
No. I'm thinking of that one's based off of. That's like a Fabricate 3. Marionette Master. Yeah. The big one of those. Not a lot. They were just like having 1/1s was like free to have around. Oh, that's actually true. Okay. This is a 2/2. Pretty
right.
big.
You use it for your Whir of Invention. Yeah.
Yeah. Improvise was a thing. That's true. I don't know. I think if I ever played this, it was a 23rd, and if it was a 23rd, if this is my 23rd,
You're fine. You're probably fine.
I'm good. I'm okay. If this is 23, I'm okay. All right.
Well, when we talk about it like that,
We've got.
okay, this card is better than Rush of Ice, even though Rush of Ice is a better card, but the vibes on the vibes of the Iron Horse are stale cardboard. So like the vibes aren't good, but
I think it's because like Rush of Ice. Funnily enough, the Rush of Ice is like hasty damage in a color that shouldn't have it, and this is hasty damage in everything. But like artifacts get to. Are you being invaded by a boar?
I was invaded by a pig. Yes.
Okay. All right. So like it is a lower rate hasty threat that like being an artifact makes it.
It's a lower It's that, and it's haste out of colors with the set keyword. That's what it is.
Do you think it's anywhere like better than like Doomscar?
It's not better than Doom. It's like
I don't think it's better
it's
than
like the
Doomscar.
vibes are better. It's better than Rush of Ice is better than this thing, but this is
The
certainly
vibes
better
are-
than Titania's Boon. But the vibe
Yo,
from
yeah,
Rush of
yeah,
Ice
yeah,
is
yeah,
so
yeah.
bad that I think it has to be between Doomscar and Path of it's
Like,
probably better
between
than
Doomscar
Path
and-
of Peril as well, wouldn't you think? Or like not as good as Path of Peril, I would think.
Like so 22nd, like right below our.
Yeah. You're pushing.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to put some more weight on top of Titania's Boon so it can feel the pressure.
All right. Oh, that's good. You know, we not every card is Island.
Not every card is Island. Ain't it the
It's true.
truth?
Yeah, a lot of cards are Island by volume.
There are a lot of islands out there.
There are a lot of islands.
And sometimes all non-basic lands are islands. Sometimes
those makes
Enchanted
it
Land is an island and you draw a card.
Sometimes Enchanted Land is an island. Sometimes Island is a fish. You know.
Yeah, sometimes island is a fish. I'm
And
probably dead.
sometimes. Oh boy. Oh, that Toxic is incredible.
Yeah, ds2 Toxic don't mess around. Peace
Well,
Strider.
we've got a friend. We've got a friend of Iron League Steed here.
Now this is a hill giant if I ever saw one.
Oh yeah, because Iron League Steed had like fabricate haste. End of the day, four mana 3/3 haste, right?
Yeah.
But here we've got 4 mana 3/3 classics of bodies. And this is you just gain 3 life.
Gain 3 life.
This one lives in Mirrodin Besieged, where it's a paired card.
Yeah, what was it, Pierce Strider? That's the one I'm actually
Pierce.
familiar with, which it does
Yeah.
what you would imagine it would.
Yeah, Pierce Strider is the more like interesting of the two because offensive game action that gets you towards the end of the game versus like a defensive game. Doesn't make this worse though, because like this also gets to be like a fine hill giant. We love, look, that's part of today is just stapling Healing Solve on the cards.
One problem both this and Pierce Strider had in their sets was that your life total it either mattered or it didn't.
Yeah, this is from Mirrodin Besieged. So Mirrodin Besieged is at the point where we're 50-50 on infect, non-infect, effectively. Like, we're 50-50 on, like, Phyrexian stuff. So we have a lot of infect in the set this is from. If you look up filler in the dictionary, there'll be a copy of Peace Strider that you glued just there. This is the bookmark that lives next to in that book. This isn't setting worlds ablaze. It's not. It's just again, it's fine.
This
is a
card
fine Magic
is
card.
this is approaching playable 23rds yet again.
Yeah, and as you said, the part that made this interesting in context was that sometimes it didn't work. Yeah, this was built to help mankind.
Yeah.
Dr. Light and Dr. Wily worked together to build the Pierce and Peace Striders to help mankind. I don't know what, that's just how it was. I want to say this is above Iron League Steed.
I think it is too, because whereas you had fake affinity with your improvise, you had metalcraft.
Yeah,
So,
Metalcraft was even if the life total didn't matter, sometimes that third piece of metal was what you needed for your Chrome Steed to get going or whatever.
Yeah, so I like this better, but I think it lives next to it. I think they should be neighbors.
I agree on that. I don't think this moves much farther up the line. Peace Strider.
Now, surely we could do better than Peace Strider. Maybe we'll get Pierce Strider next.
This is the Peace Strider we all strive for. All warriors.
This Strider is the Strider all warriors strive for. Procta Club Security. This is a rarity these days.
Now you want a hill giant.
This is a hill giant with a very special ability, which is that it has a force point of toughness.
Yep. Yeah, much rarer these days. Our upcoming set, Ether Drift, has a half dozen vanilla creatures, which I think is more vanilla creatures than exist in standard next to it. Toxic.
Yeah, I made the mistake of not killing every single enemy, and then the rat came out of nowhere. Well, what do we think about 4 mana 3/4s?
I find them more compelling than 4/3s, but that's, like...
A 3/4 trades up more than a... Like, curiously enough, I think trades better.
Like, holds the fort more, you know? Like, you're more defensive, even though you're still hill giant.
I think they attack better, honestly. Like, it's harder to single block them. Like, you usually have to double block. Like, a 4/3 with Menace is just probably like a limited playable guy, but this guy, there's really not much to say about him. He's an Aetherborn.
Yeah.
He's a warrior. That's a support. It wasn't really much of a supported creature type in Kaladesh.
Yeah, Aetherborn are pretty cool. They're
like Godolphin too.
They're like specific to Kaladesh. The setting. I would say a Vishkar, but there's one Aetherborn in that entire set.
Maybe they all died.
Maybe
the thing about Aetherborn is that they don't live very long.
No, the only one in Ether Drift is Gaunty, who very specifically
he eats people. He's a vampire.
Yeah, is like, I have developed an immortality to bypass my 3-year lifespan. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I like Aetherborn as a facet of the setting. Warrior is nothing on here. Cowards can't block. That's good.
Yeah, it gets buffed by your Mirrorgun to petroglyphs.
We got some support for that. I don't think, like, weirdly enough, this ain't no hill giant. You know, it's better than hill giant in stats, but I don't think in heart.
You got to do better than guys that attack and block, and that's this guy's heart and soul is attack and block. It's better than Titania's Boon.
True. I would, if again, a lot of my way of evaluating that is my 23rd, and I'm happy. I'm not happy if it's my 23rd, but like I'm much less happy if it's
I'm looking at the weird texture glitch that's happening, and I think
I was gonna say,
I think that's Majula in the shadow of the branch.
It's hilarious because it's like it's been burned into your eyes, like it's almost burning on the screen.
Yeah, it's either a shader's picked up a wrong environmental file or something. I don't know, but that's definitely Majula.
Majula.
Like I can see the no, maybe it's not Majula. Is that the camp at
No, I think that's Majula.
It looks like the camp at Majula. I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's the bonfire at Majula, and we're looking at the to the left a bit.
Look at that guy on. Oh, there's a pillar barrelman. There's a barrelman at the top of that pillar. That's incredible.
Rush of Ice.
Yeah, I think it's worse than Rush of Ice. The vibes of Rush of Ice are still worse, but I would play Rush of Ice. I cannot bring myself to play Procta Security.
Yeah. Okay, well, again, we're hitting a lot of hill giant adjacent cards.
So, there are a lot of hill giants, it turns out.
Yeah, you know, a hill giant with the ability of +1 toughness. What else do we have? What else can we find other than a hill giant? That's right. We're still we're
Colossal plow. This is I never saw this one work.
This was Kaldheim for our location on this. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw this do.
We're back to the healing salve.
Healing salve.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest ramp piece. Like a lot of what this card is doing wants you to come at it sideways. Like normally a vehicle is a card that it's like okay,
it turns your little guys into bigger guys.
Yeah, this one doesn't turn your guys into 6 power into 6 power, 6 in 6 out. But it's really cheap. So, like, if you had a way to animate it or such, it could ramp you, it could do that. But I also never saw it.
I never saw this card do anything.
Yeah.
This card holds the distinction of being both pretty cool and I think actually unplayable. Like, I don't think this card has ever done anything for anyone. Like, maybe somebody in Pioneer put the scissors on it. I don't know.
Right, you're right. Like something like that, right? Like where we have a way to... A magic arrow. What can you do with 6 power of tap creatures and triple white? I mean, the thing about this card that makes it, like... It is something to strive for. You see this card and it gives you a question and a mission.
Like, what do you do with Colossal Plow? And the answer is, I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Right, yeah, the hope is, like, ramp from 2 to 6, right? But...
That requires, like, having 6 power creatures in play on turn 3.
Yeah, and then you get triple white to... So, if it existed in more, like, modern vehicle stuff... Where like you have like the pilot text, like you like crew at +2, like the Neon Dynasty tokens, like more so, but
or even just like any animate abilities at all, and which I'm pretty sure Kaldheim just didn't have.
Well, Kaldheim wasn't a set where like vehicles really lived. This is.
It's funny because that is true, and yet also, like, the third most powerful cards printed in the set was a vehicle.
Chariot. I know.
The Cat Chariot.
Cat Chariot was, like, it wasn't like a focus mechanic, but it was a thing that had powerful... yeah, there was an Ox that let you crew with toughness, and that was, like, the idea of how you wanted to use this card.
Yeah, because the Ox pulls the plow.
Yeah. Like, that was the setup in the set for it. On both sides. I respect this card for being something, like...
For being a top-down design.
Yeah. Kind of, like, it gives you an idea of, like, I could build something towards this. You probably won't, but... I don't know, I think we're still hanging out down here.
Yeah, I think it's better than Practice Club Security.
I'd agree on that.
Is it better than Rush of Ice? Because say what you will about Rush of Ice, the card worked. The card did its job. It did its job pretty well. Whereas, I don't know.
I think I'm going below it.
Okay, I'll buy that. It's the Colossal Plow. Hanging out here.
Colossal Plow.
I feel like we added a lot to the top and the middle last stream, and now we're here scraping the bottom.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can find something that's like straight down the middle.
Give us something average.
Well, no. Here's the thing. We did say, looking at that plains, talking about the horizon line. We're looking at cards that live at the very top or at the very bottom, and it's very interesting. Speaking of interesting, we've got Battle Mastery.
Cool art on Battle Mastery.
Yeah. We've got our giant here, our Lorwyn giant. You can tell by the help of scale birds and scale tree.
Yeah, old friends of Magic, scale birds and scale tree. They were scale animals were eaten well at this time period because right after this you had Alara, and there were a lot of scale birds and Naya cards as well.
Yeah, because you had to have the 5 power big bits. So this card, I think, this card these days is would register as almost nothing.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible now. At its time, Double Strike was a lot harder to come by.
Yeah, Double Strike was a fairly new mechanic. Only a few, a couple years removed, and also was still, a rarity, or can't have a campfire.
It was a very
rarity,
you would go sets that just didn't have Double Strike.
Yeah, and
I think you can
much
count
harder
them. Does Double Strike appear at all in Kamigawa? You had Fire Shrieker in Mirrodin.
In Mirrodin,
and you had Rakdos Flailer or something.
You had a Rakdos Pit Dragon has it, right?
Yeah, Rakdos Pit Dragon. Yeah, it had it on Hellbent.
On Hellbent. I'm not even gonna talk about where Double Strike would live in Time Spiral. That's not.
I believe the first one was Onslaught, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was like that. It was that dragon. It was that beast that maybe has become a dinosaur since then.
Yeah, the morph that was like a 4/3. Maybe even. But so this was like a way to hand off Double Strike in an era where that was.
And the art helpfully tells you the good kind of creature it is to put Double Strike on. it's probably pretty good to put on the Giants.
That's right, Figure of Destiny.
Hey, Figure of Destiny, basically a giant.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think this one lives too far up the list.
I like it better than Iron League Steed, but I don't know if I like it as much as Peace Strider. Where are you at?
I was gonna say the same. I think we're still below Doomscar.
Yeah. Those cards are just pound per pound much better than Battle Mastery.
Certainly better than Rush of Ice. I think we're somewhere around Iron League Steed.
Do we want to split up the Hill Giants so early? I'll defer to you if you want to keep them together for now.
I think they're close enough together that we can go one below it and have it be, it's Battle Mastery.
Does anybody in the chat know if there was a Double Strike card in Kamigawa?
Okay, so I'm going through Kamigawa in my mind. I'm not going through it on here because that'd be too easy to answer that question. Because I could just look it up. But there were a number of samurais.
Ooh, Bushi Tenderfoot. Yeah, I remember him. Kinzo the Hard-Hearted.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it exists, samurais is where I was going to put it. Because, there's a samurai... Yeah, Izuka, thank you. I couldn't come up with a name. The one that hands it off.
Yeah, you sacrifice a samurai to give your samurai Double Strike until end of turn.
Yeah, but Bushi Tenderfoot is a 1/1 mono 1/1 that needs to survive combat. The Jeans Hole.
What the fuck is Jeans Hole? I don't know what this is supposed to be.
It's the Jeans Hole.
It's Jeans Hole.
We're still on the edges. Let's find out what else we've got. Again, really like the double giant on the back.
It's art that's basically illustrative of what the card does while also being imaginative. There's like a fair amount of cards that did this. Like, I think there was like an old card that gave First Strike that did something similarly. I'm not sure. I'm being attacked by rats. Gotta fight the Hangman car. This fight might be trouble.
I decided to swap Iron League Speed and Battle Mastery. I went back and looked at the art and I thought, yeah, okay, this one's like, nah, I think I like this more than the Iron League. Oh boy.
I've noticed something about this fight. He's the old he's the Ivory King. No. I've got to fight the old Ivory King with all this fucking backup dancers.
Oh my god. That's
He's going to be scaled, but I was counting on the horse to help me fight all these enemies, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You've got you're good.
I'm good. I can do it. I could do anything.
Meanwhile,
we got
Dustdale Worm. 7 mana, 7/7.
With trample.
Oh.
Yeah, I gave up on that one after I got toxic.
Yeah. I saw the toxic. It's like, oh, that's okay, that's a fight.
That's a fight.
So our 7 mana 7/7 here. This is originally from Eventide. It's big.
It's really big. Wasn't like the best thing you could do for a lot of mana in that limited environment? Because you could draft this alongside Howl of the Night Pack, which was probably the better payoff.
Yeah, because that was like Eventide Shadowmoor were a like funky
you got two
set that looked,
you got 2 Shadowmoor packs and 1 Eventide pack.
Yeah, well, it looked like multicolor stuff, but the best thing to do was monocolor.
Yeah, you wanted to be monocolor, and then your mimics would just trigger off your other mimics.
I don't know. I don't think I ever cast this thing or ever saw it really on the other side of the table. Recalling this thing, it just sort of exists.
I'm sure it's not entirely embarrassing, but
no, but like I'm
not impressed by this guy.
I'm thinking of other 7 mana 7/7 worms that have trample.
Yeah, they're.
That, like,
now this thing is a common.
No.
Oh.
Even in Eventide, this lives at uncommon, which was our Palaka Worm's home. Wasn't there one of these that came with draw a card or 7 life, or both?
Or both. You could in fact do both. What am I punching? I'm just punching the wall.
You got a lot of clearing out to do here.
Yeah, our damage is very good. And the enemies are scaled, so they don't actually have that much health.
Yeah, that thing, like, normally...
Oh god, he's already going into phase 2, and he's confused. Do I have,
Okay. Palaka Worm without the Palaka. Can you just range battle?
Am I dead?
That's too close.
I'm not dead. I'm not very good at fighting the Ivory King. I didn't do it all that although he is getting confused.
I mean, usually when you fight the Ivory King, you're not fighting the Ivory King alone, right? Like that's part of the setup of this fight. Is that you're bringing the squad. I don't have a lot of thoughts on Dustdale Worm. I haven't thought much about this card in its life. feel like it lives kind of near Colossal Plow.
Yeah, I think it's worse than Colossal Plow.
Yeah, is it worse than the club security?
Casting the worm could win you the game in a way that I don't think casting club security ever will.
Yeah.
Whoop! Did you see that? I got.
That's a Dark Souls 2 classic right there.
Okay, I have to think about how I'm going to handle the Ivory King.
Okay, asking hard questions right there.
But there's got to be something better than Dusktail Worm.
I think we can find a card better than Dusktail Worm, and that card is Woolly Spider.
You know, when you're right, you're right.
Like
this card, was this card in? I think this card might be like famous.
No, Giant Trapdoor Spider is the one from Ice Age. That was the...
Okay. Although I'm maybe Giant Trapdoor Spider got played with Woolly Spider in that deck.
So, importantly, the important thing about Woolly Spider, just looking at Woolly Spider in... Yeah, pull up the Ice Age one here, Summon Spider. This was the world of Pyroclasm.
Yes.
As a card. And so, this is a card that like could survive it. And also... It can survive a blocking a Sarah Angel or a Sengir, and can't, like, hit back, and it only barely does so, but, like, it does. It is woolly.
This is a Woolly Spider.
Yeah. Like, but yes, there was a deck in the era when Giant Trapdoor Spider has the same, like, line, and so, like, having a creature that survives Pyroclasm as a way to stick on the board was like a pretty important thing.
This guy is like almost... Blocks. This guy is like pretty close to being like a card you could conceivably still see.
Yeah, the setup here, especially on like being a 2/5 blocking a flyer and like it like is cheaper than the Giant Spider. Like these days I think we're still pretty well below like what rate looks like, but not so far.
Not a whole lot much, yeah.
Yeah, not by too much.
Like this would be like a 2/4. Make this a 2/4 and this is a card they could print today.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty recent card that gains power when it blocks a flyer.
That was what I thought this did on it first blush, was like gain power. Cause,
this guy gets toughness. I like this guy. I like it better than Battle Mastery.
Yeah, this one's pretty great. My first blush is that it's at least below Wall of Mulch. I don't know if it's any better than the, like, Doomscar, like, set we have here. But that's probably too high up for it.
Why can't I hit these monsters?
They're very tiny. They're just beating the heck out of you. You feel above Peace Strider or below Peace Strider?
I think above Peace Strider. This card's cooler than Peace Strider. Peace Strider is not interesting. Woolly Spider is interesting.
Path of Peril?
I mean, I know it's worse than Path of Peril, but it's cooler than Path of Peril, but probably still below Path of Peril. What do you think? Where are you feeling it?
The only thing I was sure on is that it was below Wall of Mulch. And I think below Doomscar, too.
I tend to agree.
I can go with between Path of Peril and Peace Strider.
Here's to you, Woolly Spider. You're all right. I feel like your numbers are gonna improve with time, Woolly Spider. Yeah. It's not something we can say about this next card.
No, this next one.
Gandalf, Westward Voyager. Yeah, the vibes are immediately pretty. This card has a lot of text.
Well, so one of the things here I'm looking at too is that this is not one of the ones from the main set. This is
This
one
is
of the
Tales of Middle-earth Commander.
Yeah. Gandalf. This is Gandalf as we are leaving at the end of Return of the King.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have multiple arts on this one?
Maybe not. It's a commander set. I mean, you probably have like the full window art and then like the normal print.
Yeah, this one. So here's the like full window art, and it looks. I think it looks better than this like sort of.
Yeah, the vintage. I don't know.
I don't know. Whenever you cast a spell, stopped reading. Okay. That's always a bad sign when it's like text that this is one ability that's too long to get through. I don't know. I'm a big fan of you, Gandalf. I like your work. I don't know how much you care for your card. At least this one. How's the Hangman card going?
Fighting a dragon. Okay.
Okay. This is not the most wordy or nonsense like worded card out of.
If any of those cards share a card type with copy that spell, you may. Otherwise, you may draw a card. Okay, so this wants you if you reveal a card, if they reveal a card that is shared the same type as yours, you copy your spell. The wording is a little ambiguous. That makes it seem as if you cast their spell.
Yeah, you copy that. You copy that spell, and then they get a card. They can draw what they reveal. Again, not the most tortured wording of a card in Tales of Middle-earth. That one goes to Saruman of Many Colors. That card has.
Which you can also get in unreadable promo if you want.
Yeah, I don't really feel anything looking at this. I don't feel. I like again. It's like, hey, Gandalf's here, but I don't really feel much about like the card itself.
It's not the worst Gandalf card, but the vibes are bad. I'm putting this pretty low. This is like around a Rush of Ice for me.
I think Gandalf is better than a Colossal Plow.
Is it better than?
Gandalf
Is it? How about Iron League Steed?
How about Iron League Steed? Is this better than Iron League Steed? Better than Iron League Steed? Worse than Battle Master?
I'd buy that.
Okay.
Okay, the range being bad is going to burn me.
Oh, you gotta be right in there to get there. Your damage isn't so bad, it's just that this fight is... Again, it's
I'm having trouble hitting him.
Oh. You got the Kirk? Alright, you take care of that. I'm gonna see what our next card on the list is.
Yeah, what do we got next? It's gotta be better than Gandalf.
Double Fielding!
Topin Freeblade.
Topin Freeblade, how you doing?
He's gonna grab me.
The Topin Field.
Yeah, he's Tobo Field eating right now.
Oh, that's true. They're just.
Okay, Tobin Freeblade is a very good card. It's a grizzly bear.
Yeah, it's a grizzly bear. It's a grizzly bear with some reasonable text. Vigilance and Renown. Renown is when you hit a player, you get that many counters once. And so you hit, you get a 2/2 and a 3/3. I like The very like washed in sun art on this, the yellows. And
Yeah. And it's a JoJo's pose art. Like, not since, like,
Absolutely.
Ivory Mage have we seen a card that,
Right, we got one hand behind, one ahead. We're absolutely JoJo's on this.
Kirk! All right.
Kirk! Okay, thank you. Go, Kirk.
But, pretty good. It's a human. It's a soldier. Origins wasn't that bad either. This was a pretty highly picked card in Origins.
Yeah, like, Renown was a very, like, I guess snowball-y is kind of the word for it. You get in once, you keep getting in because you're bigger. And
Yeah, like, once you've gotten over in, it's hard to stop now that you're presumably bigger than their guys are now.
Yeah, Grizzly Bear with set mechanic, but, like, makes sense that it would be on that because it grows. I have an attachment to just the Topin free blade. This was right next to the idea of Tobal Field Deep in my mind. So this is the Tobal free blade.
Sadly, Tobal Field Deep will not be appearing on this list.
No.
Everyone, F's in the chat for Tobal Field Deep. Not a real Magic card, although I have seen it functionally cast several times. Most notably by Phyrexian Metamorph.
Sometimes, rip Tobal Field Deep. You always died. But we love you. Topin Freeblade. I'm pretty high on Topin Freeblade.
Tobin Freeblade, yeah. It's like gotta be a round Nest Invader for me.
Yeah, I like. We have that sort of area, Grizzly Bear-esque things.
Grizzly Junction.
Yeah, a little above Grizzly Bears. Kind of like better than Rada, less than Omnivorous Flytrap.
Ooh, better than Rada.
Like, I know it's less than Flytrap, but it's in this area. You think what under Rada?
I think Rada is just so cool. But this card is probably
right.
better than Rada.
I think you're right. Rada is.
Like, Rada is Rada has cool factor because she makes a pretty good general for EDH.
I'm good setting this next to the Nest Invader.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here. It's all around here somewhere.
Yeah. Old World Stone.
I don't know what that is. It might be a Titanite of some variety. Well, it's probably a donut. It's not an old Radiant Life gem. The heck is an Old World Stone?
Radiation is it a key of some kind?
It's a Titanite.
Oh, it is an okay.
It's an electrical stone. Okay.
Sure.
Tobin Freeblade, very good. This card's very good.
Happy to see Tobin Freeblade. Let's see. I think we're also going to be pretty happy to see the next one. You know.
Yeah, nothing's going to be better or more fun for us than the next card. Junji of the Midnight Sky. This guy is pretty cool.
Yeah. This is the second set of Kamigawa Dragons. This is not, Kakusho.
Oh, and it starts at home.
The Evening Star. This is our Neon Dynasty set of these. But it is pretty cool.
It's a flying menace.
It is a flying menace. The Junji Ito dragon, yes.
Junji Ito, the flying menace. Oh, the entire cycle's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I think the red one was probably the best.
That's the one that I think it was like 3 treasures, or
I think it had haste. Was it like a Thunderball style creature? I don't remember. We'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, we'll find it on the list. But this one's big, 5/5 flying menace, and also has a pair of useful death effects. All of them. The fact that you have the choice on this cycle makes them pretty dang good.
Yeah, so you get either each opponent blightning, or very importantly, non-dragon creature cards.
can't self-revive, can't revive others in the dragons. But even still,
And
like...
don't even think about bringing back a Chameleon Colossus with this thing.
No. Don't do it.
Don't do it. But, very good.
This is our alt art. Here's our...
It's got Sakura petals. How cute.
Yep. No, I like this one.
I like this a lot. This guy, he slices, he dices. He's a great example of what mana gets you. What creatures you get these days. Like what spending 5 mana for a guy gets. You're like, this guy is pretty amazing and never saw play in basically any format as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the dragons. This dragon cycle in Neon Dynasty is not like one that's tying into any of the mechanics of the set, but is rather our like throwback.
It's a referential, because Kamigawa itself was very referential. And an important thing to note about Neon Dynasty was it was a set nobody saw coming. Even though we got hints about it, like at least twice.
Not only was a set that nobody saw coming, it's a set that, like, how do I say this? It broke Wizards of the Coast's brain. In that, like, they also didn't see it coming. And it came out and it was extremely cool and good. And that's lightning in a bottle they've been chasing for a few years now. To different levels of success.
Yeah.
But
like these very top-down sets that actually do cool stuff, and it was also a cursed set because it was like a new level. Like that was the one that broke the card word count barrier. Like the card word count barrier had been steadily increasing, and then with the Neon Dynasty, the floodgates were open. But Junji, extremely cool card. I love this guy. But what does he rate? I think it's worse than Flytrap. But I also think it's probably better than Rada. Is that just...
I think that's a pretty clean placement.
Yeah, that's just where it lives? Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going up. It's like, okay, I've got it above like Recruiter, and I've got it above the Grizzly Bear Squad.
What is
and
that?
like, no, I think that's good. I think we've got a nice spot.
Where I can't join this covenant until I find a token of spite, which there'll be one somewhere. Yeah, there was a Voltron in Neon Dynasty.
It's true.
And not like what Magic players mean by Voltron. I mean, like actual Voltron.
Not Uriel the Miststalker.
Yeah.
But like,
or there weren't Tron lands. But
no Tron.
there was a Ditarn 5. Z-Ace, find us an appropriate giant robot for the guy who was in the Dynasty to be.
You know, like a Voltas. Like the Mechanis core. It's Rhine time. No, I think we're good. I think Junji's got a nice spot. Just thinking Uriel the Miststalker now. All right, let's see what else we've got.
We'll talk about Earl when he shows up.
Yeah,
Earl. Everybody's
My name
first
is
Commander
Earl.
deck back in like 2008.
There were, I think every deck I built for like years had that card as a consideration. That and Zur the Enchanter.
Yeah, Zur.
Like,
oh man,
you had to be ready
when he
for.
shows up.
Um,
I hope Zur's, what's it called? Zur's Enchantment? Zur's Curse? Oh, God. The vibes are immediately down.
oh, boy.
This card has a couple things going against it. It's an expensive landfall creature.
Yeah, 6 drops with landfall. That's you don't really want to live there.
Unless you're rampaging bailouts, I don't want to hear it. And it says Battle for Zendikar card.
Oh.
I mean, the guy wasn't just. This thing's a dragon. Like, if you can landfall, it's a Mahamoti.
It's
but
not even like a card from battle that you were like, I'm playing this in limited. I'm having this is a card you cast and you go, well, I sure hope I have another land for this sometime next year. Like,
this is basically the same as that 7/7.
Yeah. Probably wins the game if you can just scape shift your entire land. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or if you opened a fetch. Yeah, your Wavewing Elemental gets powered up by your fetch card.
I opened a full art
Misty Rainforest or whatever.
Misty Scalding Tarn. More like Mahamoti. Ooh.
Zinga indeed.
This lives down here. This is.
It's got to be by Dusktail Worm. Is it better than Dusktail Worm?
Dusktail isn't Dusktail Worm.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
Because if you don't have your extra land, it's just a 3/4 flyer.
I think it beats Protestant Club Security, but I'm not like. I don't think that's a clean win. Like
in the battle of 3/4s.
Yeah, it's a battle. Having flying gets you there.
having text.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wavewing Elemental. We got to do better than Wavewing Elemental.
Okay, I feel it's hard to do worse than Wavewing Elemental, and like, it's pretty certain to see.
The Lazatep Chancellor. We got a reader, everybody. This is a new one.
Oh boy, this is
Modern Horizons. Is that Moho 2 or Moho 3? Moho 2. Okay.
Moho 2. This print of it is from the Aether Drift commander decks, but this is from Moho 2. As a card for Moho 2, this is like a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, Moho 2 had a pretty good draft format. I'm pretty sure this was like a good draft uncommon.
Well, because like the idea here with this, and we still actually have this as a mechanic we're seeing in Aether Drift, is like discard likers as a way to like pay off cycling. Like this is a way to pay off cycling without saying cycling, so that other effects other than it's not Lightning Rift. Like Lightning Rift literally says when you cycle a card, pay one. Mm-hmm. This says when you discard, which is the same effect, but it opens it up to like, I play this and then next turn I play Psychic Frog and my Psychic Frog lets me turn my hand into a zombie arm.
I'm thinking this was in the same format as like Faceless Salvaging. That'd be like a cool thing to do if you were 3-color, which I think everybody was in Moho 2 draft. This guy's cool. He's a 1/3. He's a wizard. He's a zombie. These are all good creature types. He has an interesting effect. He uses a cool keyword. Liking Lazatep Chancellor a lot. This is a card you can put in a funny commander deck to like get some value out.
I wouldn't even be unreasonable to have like a fun constructed deck around this, because like this is the card that asks, like it's a card that pays off something and it leaves it very open-ended what you want to pay off. Like, are you cycling cards? Are you drawing and discarding? Are you just throwing cards? Like, are you using that amass for like token generation? Or you're making a 10/10?
Do you have like sack outlets, or do you want to?
Yeah.
Making guys is like a versatile ability.
Yeah, I'm pretty high up on Lazatep Chancellor. I think this one's pretty nifty. I don't know if I've given this card more than like a look in Modern Horizons 2 draft, but like, I gotta admit, it's a neat one. I think we're well above our where we were sitting down here.
This is much better than the 6 mana 3/4.
Right.
How's this compared to Nest Invader? Or how's it compared to Topin Freeblade? I feel like it's pretty similar to Topin Freeblade.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Honestly, I think it's more that it's very close to Nest Invader.
Yeah.
Like, well, they operate on different sides of the coin of the idea of the cards, where like the Lazotep Chancellor is like this enabler for a number of different like open-ended plans. Nest Invader is the piece that lets you build towards those open-ended plans.
Yeah.
Like, are you ramping? Are you making tokens? Are you sacking things? All of those work, whereas this is asking you for those bits. So, I think above Nest Invader.
Yeah, above Nest Invader? I feel that too.
Yeah.
That's what being an uncommon gets you.
Yeah.
You get to be better than Nest Invader. A draft common from Rise of the Eldrazi, not as good as a draft uncommon from Modern Horizons 2.
And that's the clear power creep of Modern Horizons 2 right there. You see the jump from our draft common from Rise of the Eldrazi pushed out by Lazotep Chancellor.
Yeah, like bleeding from the mouth. Nest Invader only in Modern Horizons 1, I think.
No, Modern Horizons 1 had no reprints that weren't in Modern already. Right?
I don't remember. Whichever one had Ulamog's Crusher. Did those guys live together then? Were they both in Moho too? I don't remember. It's been long enough that the memories... My dementia takes hold. That's not true. I've always been forgetful.
Yeah, Modern Masters 2015.
Okay, I mixed up Modern Masters and Modern Horizons.
Well, you won't mix up though.
I won't. This next card is unforgettable. I would never mess it up. Profane Transfusion.
It's Profane Transfusion. Costs 100 mana.
Mm-hmm.
2 players exchange life totals. Good start. You make an XX horror where X is the different. And this is Commander Legends, where this one's from.
Does this card do anything?
This card costs
9 mana.
Do you know how much mana 9 mana is?
Oh no, look at this unfortunate happening. It might be hard to make out because I don't have a torch.
Oh, is that another one of those little dragon things inside the...
Yeah, he's living in this hut.
Oh, okay.
This card's terrible. I mean,
I'd rather... Be healing solve.
It could be a healing solve. Like, if you want to cast this kind of spell, I think you want to be casting, like, Peer into the Abyss.
This is just so, like...
Oh, this is not one dragon. This is 2 dragons on top of each other.
We shouldn't interrupt this. I feel like this is a moment we...
It's a violation of some kind of code.
Right, we're like... Like, there's something very personal going on, and we're invading space. The film is about war skin.
Oh, that barrel did not fall until he died. This card is rancid.
This card's.
This came in your commander precon. You should take it out. Have we
costs 9 mana.
Have we finally replaced Titania's Boon? I would see myself ever casting Titania's Boon.
I think we have.
Like, Profane Transfusion.
I'm like, this is just nothing to me. Like, it's like, again, it's 9 mana.
It's 9 mana to...
You know, yeah, right. You think the Mendoza Life for a 9 mana spell is win the game?
This is like a 9 mana 5/5 that heals one player and then harms another.
Can we put the severable? Nope, it's the 36th best card in Magic right now. That's where it lives.
Oof.
Because like I'm thinking of this effect, and like if you want to exchange life totals, like
what about like Tree of Perdition or whatever it's called?
Yeah. It's like anti-life gain tech and Commander to steal your 5,000. It's still in our deck. It's true. It's 36. Dark Soul could not.
I hate you, Profane Transfusion.
Let's get out of here. I didn't think we could find a card that was that far down on the list, but we got
with our efforts combined, we were able to.
Instead, we got
Goblin Artisans.
Artisans. Oh yeah.
You know right away the card's good when the first word on the card is flipped.
I'm gonna, before we even get into the card, I want to pull up, because right now this is the Chronicles printing, because you can see the Antiquities symbol on a white border, and so we have our Antiquities. But we also have Black Border Chronicles, and we have Vitality. But yeah, the Goblin Artisans. I'm gonna go with the Antiquities one.
I don't actually know what this card does. So 1 mana 1/1, pretty good. It's a Goblin Artificer now. I wonder when that happened. Flip a coin.
Yep.
If you win the flip, draw a card. If you lose the flip, counter target artifact spell you control that isn't the target of an artist ability other than. Okay, let's read the original printing. You may tap Goblin Artisans as you cast an artifact, then flip a coin. Opponent calls heads or tails while coin is in air. If the flip ends in the opponent's favor, your artifact is countered. Otherwise, draw another card from your library. You can only use this ability once for each time you cast an artifact. Okay.
So, there was some really, as usual, Ristic Studies puts out some incredible videos to watch. And most recently, as of this stream,
ambiguity.
A video ambiguity about readability and like it hits on a lot of your like Dead Ringers style stuff. It has a lot of different topics all about like readability, understandability. Reading the card explains the card versus explain the card explains the card. This is a card that like reads just dreadfully with like counter target artifact spell you control that isn't the target of an ability from another creature named Goblin Artisan.
Yeah, the Oracle text is harder to understand than the printed text is. It goes without saying this card is very bad.
Oh yeah.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Goblin Artisans. This is something you used to get. It's just old ass random cards that did just buck wild shit. That
this is part of Antiquities as a set. Fun bit with that is that every card in Antiquities either was or cared about artifacts. So this card cares about artifacts in the
yeah, you gotta figure out how to make your 1 mana 1/1 care about an artifact somehow.
Yeah, this is a 1 mana 1/1 goblin, no text. It's Spawn Goblins Raiders 5-8. In the era, that was in Sly, the deck that was Sly. That deck played 1 mana 1/1's no worse text actually.
Yeah, they had 1 mana 1/1s. If you control a goblin, bury this creature, or if you control a dwarf, bury this creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
While playing 1 mana 1/1 mountain walks that were dwarves.
This has got some fun comedy art. We've got our goblins hanging out at the workshop. We got them doing their 9 to 5. There's some Looney Tunes bits going on in the art. The ability's rancid.
They have a 5 on the background even that they're putting time. They're reading a how-to book. He's got his peepers on.
Yeah. I think that 5 is like days from like last incident.
I don't believe that.
5's too big. You're right.
Where's this card go? Just above Gandalf?
As cute as it is, it's not one that's going too terribly high. Above Gandalf. Way better vibes than Rush of Ice. I like it more than Iron League Steed. Yeah, that slot actually fits really well, because I was going to say, like maybe below Battle Mastery was the line I was going to put. So that gives it a slot. Goblin Artisans.
Goblin Artisan, reading paste. It's not the only goblin art about. No, Orcish Librarian is an orc, not a goblin. I regret the era.
Yeah.
I got my Napa Valley Desert Witch.
The Napa Valley.
Tubi looks kind of bad with it, so.
Well, past the Goblin Artisans, we've got another card in line.
Not as weird as this next one.
No. This one.
Omnath Locus of Mana.
Omnath Original.
Original Omnath. Back before Omnath was hated by everyone, he was this.
Omnath had a
heel turn.
cycle. That's for
He had actual heel turn where he got Norded.
It's true,
but he was already the enemy before he got Norded.
Because like Omnath, like 3, so the Omnath that was red, green, blue. I remember that had like the elementals, Risen Reef stuff.
Yeah, that was Risen Reef and Standard, and then 4 mana Omnath is where things got disgusting.
Yeah, then you get Omnath
oh god,
white.
comedy often. It's Mr. Skeleton, everyone.
Mr. Skeleton. What a good name for this. Mr. Skeleton. How many layers of translation is this going through?
I don't know. I didn't. Captain.
This is the fun bit for this one. This one is the From the Vault Legends printing of.
From the Vault. Back before Secret Layer, we had From the Vault.
Yeah.
There's a way for you to get a Cataclysm that didn't cost like $70.
Well, that's where From the Vault is where I have the most expensive card in my collection from. Because From the Vault Relics came with a foil Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
And
that's probably still probably the best way of getting a Mox Diamond.
Still, yeah, probably. But yeah, Omnath. So yeah, Omnath before heel turn. Omnath chilling in like a unique space of like caring about your floating mana. Like,
and yeah, this is a 3 mana 1/1, but if you've ever played like Slay the Spire, you know what ice cream does.
Omnath, Locus of Ice Cream.
Let's go to Dairy Queen, baby.
This one is I've talked on some much worse cards about like. One of the things I enjoy in a card design is a card that, like, you look at and you go, like, okay, what could I do with this, right? It's a card that, like, is interesting enough and asks questions that make you want to play with it. And that doesn't have to match with, like, rate, like, playability. Omnath is a card I definitely remember, like, early EDH era stuff, like, where, like, you know, I'm gonna float a ton of green mana, and then at some point, Genesis Wave is coming, right? Like,
yeah. Hold on.
I
have to switch games real quick.
It's time.
Did Isshin Time just, like, not play?
I don't know. Did it not like do a pop?
Hold on, I'm gonna try something real quick.
Different test.
I'm getting killed.
You are getting good.
Yeah, Dagoth didn't appear. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna restart Sammy.
That was the test. How are you doing on Ishin?
I think we're 5-1.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Salt.
I have to do my
Oh,
Twitch
the
connection.
invalid Steam key, right? Or Steam
Yeah.
key. Yeah. I feel like Omnath lives in this like space we haven't touched very much in the center here. Like, I don't know. I like Omnath.
I like Omnath a lot too. He's very cool.
It is
Trying to
not
figure out
too
where that
late for
puts
my
Omnath.
mercy.
Okay, we're working again, and I'll give you I'll show you what Ishin looks like when it doesn't have the correct if you don't have a. And apparently it broke slightly. Oh well, I'll worry about it later. Anyways, let's go.
Okay.
Let's fight Ishin while you find the next
Yeah,
the next card. Oh, no, where's
where's Omnath live? We can't leave without our friend Omnath.
like around Junji?
You think above Rada?
I think above Rada, yeah.
I specifically, I'm thinking above Rada because I don't think that Omnath Locust of Mana pays for the sins of Omnath.
Oh yeah, this is
this is different card.
Different card.
Above Junji, below Junji.
How's it compared to Omnivorous Flytrap?
Oh, that's actually it. Flytrap, we had given a lot of like Flytrap hit a lot of boxes, is why it was so high up here. Like, not only is it a card that asks you like a fun question, but it also was a card that like was good enough to be playable. I'm probably gonna say below Flytrap, above Junji.
I'll say that too. That's about how I'm feeling.
Okay.
I saw a little bit of framies. See if my computer wins against me. Nope, we're fine.
Okay. That's good. Let me get Omnath. Let me get our next card while you're dealing with Ishin 1.
Oh god, this is gonna be a card we have to read.
Yeah, Armix Filigree Thrasher. I'll read this one. This is from Commander Legends. 3 mana 3/2 with Partner. Oh boy. When Armix Filigree Thrasher attacks, you can discard a card. When you do, target creatures that the player controls with -X, X's artifacts you control plus artifacts. So, the biggest thing on this is from a set that was designed as like you're playing like, you know, EDH in draft.
Yeah.
Legends. And so it has Partner, which is one of the like
ways to have Partner is a way to like cheat more colors and
yeah, Partner is one of those mechanics that the more that Partner has existed, the bigger the pool of partners is, the like more kind of outrageous the mechanic has become from like a complexity standpoint.
Yeah, because before there were only like a set number of partners.
Yeah,
that were designed to go with together. Now there's probably like 20.
Yeah, this doesn't break the like biggest thing, which is like being able to have partner with partner for 2-color stuff, which is wild things, but still. Looking at the card itself, I don't know. This doesn't evoke much out of me. It's very much a card that is like doing a set role for like this is an EDH general more than almost anything else that it's
Gotta tell you, I have no idea what the card does because I've been.
You're in. You're in. Ooh, that is a good question. Have you played Sifu?
I have not played Sifu.
Okay.
If it goes on super sale, I'll put it on the stack of games I've never launched, and it can show up in the roundup once
Sure,
I've beaten
okay.
Signalis.
Yeah, because like that's a good question because like it's not like directly Sekiro gameplay, but like there's you know you feel some of the rhythm that it has.
Okay, almost got greedy.
I mean, okay, but you got through 2. That's really easy player model replacements. Oh, I've not seen that with mods. That's cool.
Now, if you want to play Tifa, you can in this game too. This has felt dirty, but oh, I thought that was funny. Oh, I'm dead.
Ooh.
5 and 2 against Ishin. I fumbled during the he does an attack that the deflecting timing on is really hard if you fumble the first part of it. And he follows that up with an attack, and I tried to run away. That all happened because I jumped into his jump attack because I read it as a lightning attack. But okay.
Because there was a big lightning behind.
Okay, now I can read Armix. Well, the scan that they have is pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, let me check the other printings. Here we go. Let's get you something that's more readable, shall we?
Okay, so this guy is it's not very exciting to have a commander who is removal. You know?
Yeah, and like I don't know. The idea, I guess, is that partner means you have one that's removal and one that isn't, and you get to like combine some 2 pieces of like artifact likers.
Yeah, I mean,
Mission Phase 3 always hit for 90%. You're on like
I'm playing double hard mode with not minimal health, but not much.
yeah.
My Ishin training began when I started a double hard mode race with Burnt Head and Ogre. I had a comfortable lead going into Ishin, and then I lost because I could not beat double hard mode Ishin.
And now
I've put myself in the chamber. I cannot have to campfire, but I can still go 5 and 2 against Ishin.
that's still good record.
It could be better.
That's still top. 5 and 2 gets you in the top 8s if you break them. If you're good on the bubble.
Yeah, if my breakers are good.
If your breakers are good, you're fine. You just lost in round 7 against Ishin. Like your breakers are fine. So, Armix, I don't
know where to put him.
Same. This is like a.
He's like a round Gandalf, but I like him better than Gandalf. But I also. Oh, I got it. Is this card better than Urza's Incubator? He's going back and forth. He's really got a question.
So.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Is it better than Stoke the Flames?
I think if it's around here, it's like Stoke the Flames is more earnest in my mind. A removal spell's a removal spell that deals damage. This is like a It's not a Necrotol, but it's like waiting for an attack. Nevermaker and Hijack?
I'm comfortable calling this better than Hijack. If it were a better threatened than Hijack, I would say no, but...
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Between Nevermaker and Hijack.
This is good because I forgot what Nevermaker did, and this is the forgettable zone.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, this card isn't like... It just is.
It merely is. Your commander's got to do more than just is.
Yeah. Alright, let's find something that gets us out of the forgettable zone. Let's find something a little more heat. A little more spice on it. That's right. It's Mountain.
Mountain is pretty spicy.
We got heat. This one's got, just from the art, this one has, really good scale people on it.
Yeah, we got good scale critters.
Mountains are nice.
I think this mountain is above that plains, but below that island, incidentally.
Yeah. I can agree on that. I like like I said, this one has a grand scale to it, like that makes it feel vast.
This is a vast mountain range.
Yeah. This is
What's that called? Oh, BFC.
No, this is Commander 2015.
Commander 2015.
Which means this might be this might be art pulled from a different spot, but
we'll just call it for this, and then we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna quick get it. It's spot in here where we then figure out, because we have the other half of figuring out Mountain, which is
where's Mountain go? Mountain. Let's talk about the history of Mountain. Mountain was not much better off than Plains.
Nope.
Unless, going back to heuristic studies, you had alpha playtest Mountain would let you cast Red Star or Fallen Star, which people thought meant you lost the game.
Yeah.
Because target player loses next turn. But Mountain, similarly, red, probably the best color in Modern. On the whole.
That's a real place. Like
although, we'll see how good it is after the probable ban of Underworld Breach in March. But, even so. Oh, go. Oh, no.
Yeah, even in old, our oldest era, Mountain still got you.
Yeah, it was like, Mountain was kind of a joke until they figured out Sly, and it's all been up and up for Mountain since.
Yeah. The question of how many Mountains and Lightning Bolts you plan is an interesting one. But yeah, once like Red Deck was kind of founded, Mountain had a place, and then has gained a lot of like interesting ground as time has gone on.
Like Whites, they really wanted to give Reds things to do, and then they figured out Impulse Draw, it's been fine ever since.
Light up the stage. That's not our that's not the first Impulse Draw, not by a long shot, but Light Up the Stage is what I think of as
it invented that beautiful line of text until your next instep.
Yeah. So, like Red, there was an era where Red was like thought of as being the best card advantage color for a little while, even in Standard, with like Frenzy, experimental. The 4-mana enchantment. You are.
I need range. I don't have range. Is Magic from 20 Magic 2010? That lines up roughly with.
Yeah.
Being a
but yeah,
commander set.
But yeah, I think Mountain, like a lot of our basics, lives pretty high up here.
I think it's directly under Island.
Yeah, sitting here thinking about Slaughter Pact, I know it's absolutely about Sword of the Meek.
It's got to be better than Slaughter
I think it's
Pact.
better. I think it's better than Slaughter Pact.
It's better than Slaughter Pact.
I had to give it a moment of thought there, but like you're absolutely correct. It is right below the island. Mountain.
But I
Found 3 basics so far.
Forest and swamp. We're waiting for you.
Alright.
But
Well, now we've found Mountain's place.
what could possibly be better than? What could possibly be
Tap-
better than Mountain?
Tap for red mono. It's Garen Brig Carver.
This is a card that follows the maxim of the Swiss Army knife, where
Right,
a Swiss
like-
Army knife is tweezers and a knife and a screwdriver and a corkscrew, but it's bad at all of those. This guy does represent card advantage.
Yeah. Reading Shields might being unhappy. TK Cat, I've got bad news about the rest of the card too.
A 4-mana 3/2 is very bad.
Oh, yeah, that's.
What was the name of the guy? No, it was Lucky Clover.
Lucky Clover was the double up on your adventures. Yes.
And then there was a guy who was whenever you cast
The Innkeeper.
the Innkeeper, not Prosperous Innkeeper, but
I keep my brain is repeating Innkeeper's talent over and over, and it can't find the name of that card.
There were. This guy is a reasonably cheap adventure that you could use in your adventures deck. So if you were drafting the adventures deck,
This has got to be bottom of the barrel for that, right?
I mean, this is around it's not bottom of the barrel. Like the Hungry Twins, the 2-mana 1/3 vanilla creature that would make a food.
Make a food for green.
Make a food for green. Those guys were like mainlineable in the adventures deck just because it was a cheap adventure. This guy's not good.
No.
But he's playable in an archetype. This is an archetype role player that is also bad.
It's important. I do find it important what you say about Swiss Army knife on it, where it's like it's worse than a giant growth, it's worse than a creature, but like it's either or, you can choose. But like
This card's pretty terrible.
We're pretty down on the list here. Like we're also like we're not even like a relevant creature type, I think, for the was warrior or anything
non-human was what you wanted in
that's fair. True. That was our
warrior. There might have been like a guy who cared about warriors. Probably not. It was like knights.
Yeah. I'm gonna move us down to
like this is better than I think this is better than Iron League Steed. Just because unlike Iron League Steed and Colossal Plow and Dusktail Worm, which are all like 23rds, this guy is like your 21st.
I don't know that this is the 21st.
I think if you're in the Adventures deck, yeah, but maybe not in every other deck. So maybe it should be as bad.
I think we're still above Rush of Ice.
Yeah, look, the vibes are much better than Rush of Ice.
Yeah, because but I think that's about it. I think we're between Rush of Ice and the League Steam. I think you're right that this is the area it lives in, like below Gandalf.
Yeah, below Gandalf, I'll buy that.
Like, you're thinking between Gandalf and Steed?
Oh, yeah. Part of me wants me to make it better than Gandalf, but that's just wrong.
Yeah. I'm thinking of our initial, like, we see this card and we're just like...
Yeah. Yeah, we did immediately have... we were immediately upset to see the card, which is never a good sign.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can find something that evokes a little bit more of a...
Let's find a yummy card. A card that makes you feel yummy. Stabilizer!
Stabilizer!
Oh, wow.
I'm here for Stabilizer. This is a card that was only printed in Scourge, no other printings.
This is a rare card.
This is rare, and it's 33 cents for a rare from Scourge.
I mean, this is a card that you would have trouble somebody should go out there and buy every copy of Stabilizer.
We're doing a we're doing a run on Stabilizer.
We're doing a run on this is our start of our Magic Finance podcast. Buy Stabilizer. We gotta beat up on Pauper Storm or no Cycle Storm. You couldn't play this card in Pauper. This card's gonna get downshifted, and then we're gonna play it. It's gonna be sideboarded for Pauper or Cycle Storm. I mean, okay. Let's talk about cool things. It mentions Riptide. It's got a sliver on it. Some kind of fucking Gauss cannon and like an umbrella device.
I'm gonna bring up the story of Pimin.
Ooh, tell us about Pimin.
Pimin is a character that we see on a couple cards in Scourge in flavor text, and in a card called Pimin's Aura. Pimin's Aura is an aura that gives you Morphling text. The entirety of Morphling text. And the reason that the character is named Pimin, that we see here on Stabilizer, is because Pimin's Aura is an anagram of I am Superman.
Thanks for the raid, Loon.
Oh, hey, Loon.
I'm playing Dark Souls 2 randomizer while my friend slio9 and I rank every Magic card ever printed.
Yeah, this is the ranking of every Magic card ever printed.
And we're currently up to Stabilizer.
Yeah, which
I think is this card worse than Titania's Boon?
Okay. Let's start with this. The card is absolutely better than Profane Transfusion.
Yes. Because this card costs 2 mana. It's a 2 mana artifact. You can do stuff with 2 mana artifacts in the way that you can't with 9 mana sorceries.
Yeah, like put them into play. Is this card better than Titania's Boon? This card is a hater. This card is a big hater. This card's an uninteresting hater.
This is a card. This is a card that just says no.
No, this isn't like a card that makes it hard or a card that punishes you. This is a card that just says.
This card says no.
I think we're below Titania's Boon.
We never thought we would get there, but twice in one stream we found worse cards than Titania's Boon.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, the thing about Stabilizer is that it's kind of like Null Rod.
Yeah, Null Rod is at least cool because it does nothing.
It does nothing. It just very boringly says no. I do appreciate the sliver in a bubble made by...
Yeah, the art's the best part of this card.
Rune gun that looks like we're in, like... This is an inn in the game Legend of Dragoon, where you go to the doctor, and the doctor's place that heals you is a giant weird gun from the ceiling that like you stand in the light of and it cures poison out of you, and that's what the doctor.
That's the stabilizer. You get stabilized.
You get stabilized, so you're not toxic or poison. Let's find out. I'm certain we can find something a little less stable. Let's find something a little
Yeah, this
more,
is the nozzle. Yeah, that sliver looked directly at it. Now,
yeah, it was drinking from. Okay. We got Flame Rush Rider. Flame Rush Rider here is one of many, many, many rares from
Fate Reforged.
Fate Reforged. Well, let me tell you about rares from Fate Reforged. You picked them. That's kind of what you did with them. This has a couple different arts.
Yeah, I don't remember this card, but apparently it was popular enough to create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature that's tapped and attacking. Exile the token in combat -4. Okay, this must be like a commander card. Yeah, and that's why it's got it's got a bunch of commander printings. Okay.
It's even got, this is our Lord of the Rings printing as well. This is a neat ability, the like heat shimmer-esque, it's a Kiki copy, like for one turn.
Yeah.
Like this works really well. The dash on this makes the card a lot more interesting because it can come out of nowhere and do its thing immediately in a almost like fixed Kiki.
Wait, does this card combo with Fear of Missing Out?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, or does it?
Yeah, hold on.
Does
hold
it?
on. Fear of...
Because Kiki combos with Fear of Missing Out, but...
When Fear of Missing Out attacks for the first time each turn, untap... No, because you need two attackers.
You need two attack. Does not combo with with FOMO. Okay, had to check.
Because it makes a copy of an attacking creature, not just creature.
Yeah,
But like this is a card that like it does Kiki text in a much more like fair way, where like you're putting a 3/3 into combat, so it's risking, this card is risking itself getting in there, but it's still making like an immediately attacking threat that also is probably copying a Mole Drifter and drawing you two cards.
Yeah, or something like our Flame Tongue Kabu. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very cool card. It's a use of the word. It's use of dash. Gives it haste, so you can do it right away. It protects you from sorcery speed. Removal. This guy's pretty cool. I can see why commander decks like it. I don't know. I don't like the card. I don't think the card's not my style of card, even though I recognize that it is cool and powerful.
Yeah, I think I'm a little warmer on it, but not by much.
Okay.
Are we above or below?
I think we're above Stoke the Flames for sure.
Okay. Okay. How about next to Grizzly Bear?
Yeah. Okay. Just under Grizzly Bear.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good spot, I think. Because I was looking at Doomscar, and I'm like, okay, I think this is above Doomscar, but I don't really know where, like, how above. And then this is like too nothing to be like the spot, like like this. These are just sort of cards. But like being up here, I think we're good. Flame Rush Rider. This is also like a style of card we've seen more of over current time. Mm-hmm. The big horse.
Yeah, big horse. I guess at the time of this card's printing, its most recent analog would have been Zealous Conscripts.
Yeah, nowadays we have like, what's the roll of D21?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't like thinking about D20s.
Well, it's the one that's like, you sort of infinite Kiki if your dice rolling is good enough. That one will come up at some point in the look. But for now,
Synth Eradicator. Oh god, we're here.
Oh, boy.
We're here in Fallout Commander.
Okay.
Well, Synth Eradicator. This is a 3/3 haste. Exile at the top card of your art. If you may pay 2 energy. If you don't, you may get 2 energy. If you don't, okay. So you either get the energy or you can play the card.
And then you've got Lightning Bolt for 3.
And then you can spend energy to bolt. This is a card I would like a lot better if it didn't have artifact creature hyphen, or no, not hyphen, but, what is hyphen? Synth. This is a card made worse for existing as a Fallout 4 card. This card's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the thing I like here is that there's a tension, and there's an interesting tension, and there's multiple layers of tension. So we have a 3/3 for 3 haste. Sweet, that's like good line. Like I'm happy about that line. But like you when you play this, you have the choice of like, do I want to? You have kind of 3 modes: spend energy, make energy, draw. Like, and those, and you kind of have to choose between one of the 3. You can't do all of them at the same time. And so it can feed itself over time, or it can be a card advantage engine, or it can just bolt thing. Does this have 1 art? This just has 1 art. Okay. I think you're right in that it is worse off for making me think about synths. I don't have a lot of positive attachment to Fallout 4.
I don't think many people do. The people who do don't like the synths. They like the base building, which is the cool part. I like that it has haste, so if you have the energy, which presumably you do because energy cards all work together, you can just immediately like play tap bolt something, so it can do like an impression of an FTK.
Thank you, that.
I like the card.
Yeah.
It just, the vibes are bad, but it's better than Urza's Incubator, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we're living in like this like area again, right? Like is it better than Flamerush Rider?
I think it is, but it's worse than Grizzly Bears. And that tells us exactly where it lives.
Yeah, that's found its spot. Because yeah, you like in my mind, I had it in like there's this area between Doomscar and Grizzly Bear that's kind of currently living with just sort of, I don't know, like a variety of sometimes boring things, sometimes functional things. So.
You know, I was expecting the Chaos Blade to do more damage than none when I equipped it.
Oh, does it? Oh.
Maybe these guys are resistant to slash.
It's doing so much punching.
Fast Boltman. Yeah, Fast Boltman gets the sauce.
Fast Boltman. Fast Boltman is a space mutant. That's a lump beef broth. That's a cloud manta.
Beef Speakman. Cloud Manta. This is not the preferred name of a card, but this is a basic card that we have a lot of love for.
Yeah,
this is a Snapping Drake.
Yep, good old Snapping Drake. This is a much more functional flyer from BFZ.
Yeah, this card would win you games.
Yeah, this is the one you play and you go, oh, okay, all right, 3-power fly. Yeah, Snapping Drake, like, so there's a lot of bodies in Magic that we refer to like Snapping Drake by, like, yeah, okay, Snapping Drake is the card name Snapping Drake that is a 3/2 flyer. Hill Giant is the card named Hill Giant. That's a 3/3 for 4.
Yeah, a 2-mana 2/2 is a Grizzly Bear because of Grizzly Bear.
Yeah, and like, I feel we have moved into the era where like Snapping Drake. We've certainly moved into the era where Wind Drake no longer sees sprinkled with Drake. we're not too far past Snapping Drake.
I feel like if a Snapping Drake has like the set ability on it, you're fine.
Yeah, like I'm expecting Snapping Drake with like little bit of a push to help it out. This one's a fish.
It's a fish.
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely above Wavewing Elemental, but I don't think we're too far above. Well, actually, okay, no, though, the more I think about it, the more I actually think we are a little further above. That's actually too low for... I can't put Cloud Manta at, like, Colossal Plow. That'd be rude.
How about Wall of Mulch?
I
think Cloud Manta is better than Wall of Mulch.
Yeah, that's
and I think it's better than Hijack, too.
I think it's better than... I think it's better than Hijack. Let's put it above Hijack, below Armix.
Yeah.
I started down here at Wavewing because I was like, okay, BFZ Flyer. And every card I kept looking by, I was like, wow, I've clearly messed up. We have made mistakes. And it took me getting to like Peace Strider to even think I was close. No, okay, so this is important, Abyss. Snapping Drake is a way better card than Cloud Manta.
Yeah, that is very true. Like, that goes without saying, even.
Like, if we had Snapping Drake, I would probably have it, like, around Topin Freeblade and Recruiter of the Guard at the Mo, just as a gut feeling. But I won't know until we get there. Because this is a ranking of every Magic card printed, but the criteria... Look, there's a lot of criteria.
Oh, logic can only get us so far.
Yeah.
We have to use all of our senses, feelings, and emotions in order to do this effectively. And in my heart, I know without question that Cloud Manta is worse than Snapping Drake.
Yeah, that one's without question.
Nice jump.
Another card that ooh, no. Second roll.
Doomed Necromancer. Ooh, we got a heater, folks.
Okay.
Human Cleric Mercenary.
Okay. All right. This is newer art. I'm gonna pull up our nice gold bordered Doom Necromancer. Oh.
Challenger deck, baby. Was that in a Challenger
Yeah.
deck?
This was World's Challenger deck 2003.
Hell yeah.
Has a few card back.
Wait, I didn't pick this item up. I'm missing an item.
Doom Necromancer. This card,
Is a very good reanimation spell.
yeah, like it's way more interesting of a card to be like, you know, we're looking at Zombify in like totality, 3+1.
Yeah.
But like the split, the ability for you to like use this card to recur a card that lets you keep going, the body on this giving you a little bit more options. Maybe you're just beating down for 2.
At the time, it was important that this was both a mercenary and a cleric,
Yeah.
and it only got better via being a human.
Human. Yeah, human.
You can unearth it. You can use Gravedigger, Raise Dead, Slices, Dices.
You can loop Doom Necromancers for blocking, I suppose. I don't recommend it, but it's possible. But I don't know. The fact that this sits on a body just is like so much more like interesting and opens up pathways for the card.
I want to play a cube with this and Revelark.
Yeah.
Where I tap Doomed Necromancer to return Revelark to play. I know you're that guy.
I'm the most that I've been sitting here thinking about like what the card that would be like, spending time thinking ahead of time what card might show up as my number 1 if I were like ranking this alone.
Revelark would be up there.
It would be up there. I don't think it's the answer. it's the card that Revelark recurs. That's the answer.
Body double, obviously.
Aha. Doom Necromancer, sweet card. This is its foundation. This is a printing from like last month or 2 months
Yeah,
ago. So.
this is a printing that you could probably go out and buy in a box.
Yeah, it's in a Jumpstart. It's not actually in.
Oh, evil. I guess they didn't want Doom Necromancer to be in standard.
Yeah, well, Jumpstart. I'm a Jumpstart liker as like a product. I think it's a really like cool.
Yeah, they are good products. I do like Jumpstart as a product because they're like it's great for like kitchen table magic.
Yeah, it's the most like just here's a pile, like just go. We built half a deck for you. Where are we fitting this? Where's
It's got to be pretty high up there.
Yeah, I'm a big believer on this one.
I'm a believer of Doomed Necromancer.
Um,
I'm a fool in a man's shoes.
I see. Yeah, your bloodstain is over there. Did you get the item?
I got the item, but I didn't open the gate, and I've been eaten by a hippo. How does this compare to Disrupting Scepter?
I was gonna say I'm starting at like above Flytrap. That was my starting. Honestly,
Because I think I like Absorb better. Doom Necromancer is cooler than Absorb, but
I think
Absorb has a broader appeal.
Yeah. So then it really is against Scepter, and
I'm willing to give it the nod over Disrupting Scepter.
I'm feeling like it's pretty close, but yeah, I'm willing to give that the point here. Doom Necromancer is just a cool card, and it's also a style of card we've seen more of. That I'm thinking of like what is it like Fell Priest of Rights and like just other bodies that have this sort of pickup protection.
Yeah, and it's classics of cards. We love Doom Necromancer.
Yeah.
It's in the top 10, baby.
Yeah, 8th place, eighth best card in Magic. Let's see if we can find something out. Like we're still looking for the card that can unseat Island. That's a tall order.
We're about to get Forest, so it'll be soon.
Okay, hold on.
Ultimate Price.
All right. Ultimate Price lives in like.
For a long time, this was the most premium removal spell you could get.
Yeah, for the evolution of black removal over 30 years is one that has a lot of data points. It's one that has a lot of here's the point on the chart that kind of shows you where we are in history. You know, Find Doomblade, that one also puts you in a very specific time. This one absolutely it represents like the point where black removal was able to kill a black creature.
Yeah.
You know, like
so long as it was mono black.
Mono black, yeah. And this continues to like go for the throat or other removal spells of that nature.
Actually, Go for the Throat was first, wasn't it? I believe it would go for the throat.
Yeah, Go for the Throat, then
Doomblade, and then Ultimate Prize. His Doomblade was like what? M11, M10?
I think it's M10. I think Doomblade was M10.
Yeah. So they were playing around with the 2 mana removal space, which they still are.
Yeah.
We just had the Ultimate Price has only recently been like Ultimate Price and Go for the Throat have been like similar forever, but Shoot the Sheriff has kind of replaced both.
And Shoot the Sheriff also lives in a world next to Fell, which is sorcery speed but kills anything.
Yeah.
And next to Bitter Triumph, the one that's like discard a card or pay, like the one that's like
it's got riders
flexible.
on it.
So yeah, good name.
Play the Ultimate Price.
Like the removal spells like that have been pretty strong in that. Generally, like I think the best names for a removal spell are when you can like shorten it to one of its words.
Oh, yeah,
Cast
yeah.
that dude.
Price your man.
Yeah, price him out. But yeah, where are we thinking with ultimate things? Where's ultimate things?
How does it? I think the most obvious thing is how does it compare to Slaughter Pact?
I think it's lower than Slaughter Pact.
I think it's lower than Slaughter Pact too. But okay, it's worse than Plains. How does it compare to Glacial Fortress?
Kind of similarly. It's a very general, like a very general use, very like history card.
Yeah.
Is a way to put it. I think I put it between Glacial Fortress and Absorb.
I think I would also put it there.
Like, it's a nice one, and it continues to be a nice one. Use Absorb. The list grows.
Okay. I got Bone Wheels, but Bone Wheels seem to be the easy one.
Oh, getting them out of here. Because you got Bone Wheels, you got, like, Dog.
No, you get Bone Wheels, then you got big skeletons, then you got normal skeletons.
Yeah.
Normal skeletons appears to be the hard one because it just summons the most men. I really wish I could summon Bashful Ray, but he didn't show up.
Shoot the sheriff in the vein of, like, Victim of Night. Yeah, that is another one of the, like... There's a lot of trees on the
on this
black removal spell.
Yeah, and Victim of Night was, they balanced that by making it black. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Let's see how they balance this one, though. We got another in pocket.
Renewed Faith, here's a classic.
Yeah.
We were talking about cards you would staple. Oh no! Oh, come on,
a lot
man.
of healing. We've had a lot of healing salve over the. That's Dark Souls 2 grabs.
Stupid elephant. Well, okay, Renewed Faith.
Yeah, Renewed Faith.
This is on the list of cards that people have cast like 2% of the time.
Yeah, I think we can get to 50, and that'll be a good.
Oh yeah, we can probably get to 50.
Yeah. But yeah, Renewed Faith. This is a printing from Masters 25. We also have an Amonkhet printing here, showing off Gideon seeing gods that don't suck, and then we've got our original printing of
Renewed Faith. That guy is so happy.
But yeah, this was a card that like. This card lived in Astral Slide. That's where this card lived a lot of its life. Astral Slide being a card that's when you cycle a card, blink a creature till end of turn.
Yeah.
You can use this to dodge removal, stop attackers, flip up morphs, all sorts of things. But being able to just sort of like, I cycle a card, I gain some life, keep on moving. What was it? Revitalize?
Revitalize was the one that was just gain 4 life, draw a card.
And like those style of cards have always been like a thing that like have consideration in slots as like anti-aggro tools and ways to
anti-aggro tools. They let you hold mana up.
Yep.
Where you can. Am I holding Absorb up, or am I going to cycle Renewed Faith? The answer is both.
You know, sometimes, honest to God, you said 2%, but sometimes you did need to cast this to like not die to goblins or something. On
yeah.
3/3. You know,
it did happen.
Sometimes you just needed to make it to turn 4 to cast Wrath of God. I don't know. I also like not. I don't think this is anywhere close to Absorb in life.
No. Yeah. Absolutely.
A point of it, like we said, is that like life gain can life gain as just a card is just something that you basically is beyond consideration, but like flexible with other purpose gives it.
Yeah, it's like the amount of life you need to gain off a card for it to be worth playing is like 20 plus. Like Knot of the Bone, Weather the Storm, those are cards you can play. But other than that, it's got to be pretty high up there.
I feel like we're living in like this range of just sort of stuff.
I think it's around Stoke the Flames.
I like that.
Is it better than Stoke? It might be better than Stoke the Flames.
Better than Stoke the Flames, worse than... Better than Urza's Incubator?
I mean, factually, it's better than Urza's Incubator.
Well...
But is it better than... We could put it... They could just stick it there and say Urza's Incubator is cooler.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, better than is such a... like, it's fine. Alright. But yeah, past renewed faith. This card, again, a lot of this card's time living. Like, it has a... Here's World Champ decks. Because Astral Slide was a deck.
Astral Slide was a deck.
But past that, we've got some more cards.
And what's
about
like Spore Frog? Ah, here we go. This card is being played in Modern right now.
No, this is a friend.
This is Spore Frog. I mean, Spore Frog is so cool. This is was Prophecy like?
I was gonna say, is this the best card in Prophecy?
Now I'm trying to remember. Was Seal of Fire Odyssey?
Nemesis.
I was wondering, was this was this like the seal of the green seal of its time? Was Spore Frog? Spore Frog is so good because making creatures are far more recurable in green colors than spells are. So Spore Frog lives forever.
I think green seal was giant growth, if I remember my seals right.
I can scarcely remember. All I can remember is Seal of Primordium, which is not contemporary.
That's a color shifted white seal.
Yeah, that's color shifted Seal of Cleansing.
Yeah.
Seal of Fire,
yes,
Seal of Doom, Seal of
Spore Frog.
Spore Frog is first off wonderful art. Like Spore Frog's art is so good.
We have a reprinting of this so this was printed in Modern Horizons, which got it into Modern. And then it has a Bloomborough Commander printing as well. And a Secret Lair. Anyway. But, like, this is an adorable little friend. And honestly, being 1 mana makes it, like... You were mentioning, like, creatures being really, like, a lot more recurable in green than, like, Fog, the card named Fog. But, like, being a 1-mana creature as well means there's, like, some really easy ways to get it up. Something like you're doing it with, like, Kami of False Hope in more of the white-based stuff, which is just a Spore Frog and white. But, like, the fact that it's a 1-drop and 1/1 means it's like, more tiny things pick this up, and it's really great. I don't know. I'm a big fan of this one.
I really like Spore Frog a lot.
Yeah. You get to telegraph your fog, and...
That makes it a threat.
Yeah.
This guy did have... I don't think this guy worked with damage on the stack, because he prevented damage.
Yeah, prevented damage. But... 10 confirmed kills.
Well, we love Spore Frog. Honestly, I think Spore Frog's competing with like Sword of the Meek for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking at that Slaughter Pact Sword of the Meek spot, and
to go.
I think, I think the biggest question to me is this better than Slaughter Pact? I feel it's better than Sword of the Beast. That's my heart tells me that. Certainly better than Plains. Prevents all damage. How do you feel? Where are you feeling on this comparatively?
Man, I don't know.
I know it's tough.
This is hard.
Science is a deep, subject. It takes a lot of years to figure these things out. There's a lot of research that goes into all these very specific placement, which is why I think it's better than Slaughterpack. I think I'm gonna put it.
I can abide by that.
Okay. I like. Again, like there's a lot with like a card that is like takes something that's old, takes something that's extant, and like very subtly puts a really cool spin on it.
Spore Frog recontextualizes fog in a way that is fun, compelling, interactive, and everything you could want. Your fogs can be a literal win condition because you can attack with your fog. It's so good.
And it also is a little bit more interactable. You can
kill a creature.
You could kill a creature if your opponent's sitting there with, I don't know, constant mists or some nonsense like the Fog Frog. All right. Let's see what we can find beyond the Spore Frog.
What lives beyond the spores? Floral Spoosum.
Even Cloud Chaser.
This card's not so bad.
No.
This is I know I say this because of course I immediately recognize an Odyssey card.
Yeah, right. Like this is a 10th edition printing of it. Like
this is an Odyssey card, just in sweets. This is you combine your erase with your Windrake, and to get one that's both. These kinds of cards have like a pretty long history. You have like Monk Idealist versus Monk Realist, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and this one, like, I think of this specific card as like an example of like, my opponent plays Humility, and then I try to play even Cloud Chaser to answer it.
Yeah.
No, you don't. But like, this is still early enough in the game where like we're still figuring out like where or what we want Necrotol come to play style effects on, and like putting it on an evasive creature is a nice thing to do. It makes it a lot more appealing even when it's off. Also, not a May.
Not a May. You gotta. All these old cards didn't care. You're gonna have to blow up your pacifism if there was nothing else.
Yep. Just 10th edition for this?
This is not the best version of this effect. This is not the worst either. This is a reasonable body that does the thing you want it to do. This is a Primo Giraffe common, although I don't exactly remember what Odyssey enchantments you wanted to destroy.
One of the secrets of this is that in Odyssey specifically, the trick is you didn't want this because white was very poor.
Oh yeah, because you were doing like nomads, like your 2-drop with nomad or visionary.
Yeah, the white had a lot of problems using mechanics within Odyssey block, like getting the threshold or having flashback cards that mattered. So it was a little bit more of a miss. If we're talking like, looking at like the 10th edition one, now we're in like, a flyer that also could be a removal spell for like
pacifism. Yeah, we keep going back to pacifism.
Yeah.
Say it'll be great when pacifism finally shows up.
As you called out like Monk Realist and some of the other cards on the like chain that this represents, and I feel like the most modern one of this is the Witch.
Yeah, that one can do artifacts or enchantments and is a land on the other side. That card is so stupid.
Gives up the flying, but is incredible. A land on the back.
An untapped land.
Yeah. My gut has it down here in, like, Stoke the Flames territory.
Yeah. I'm willing to put this around. I don't think this is as good as Stoke the Flames.
No, like, this is just, like, this is the area that comes to mind. I think we're above Cloud Manta. I think we're above Armix.
I think we're above Armix as well. Are we below Nevermaker?
Nevermaker's the 2/3 evoke that top decks a thing I believe play.
Yeah.
I think we're above Nevermaker. I think we're below Stoke. I think that makes sense.
God damn it. Okay, the new weapon is working, but I've got to be.
I saw your roll catch you in a corner there.
Yeah, that killed me. I've got to be able to deal with. I leveled up my dexterity a ton in order to use the Chaos Blade, and the Chaos Blade wasn't very good. So now I'm using a different katana, and I don't have any respect juice. So it means my stats are inflated, which means my health is low, and that's what I'm gonna have to fix.
Mm-hmm.
How many was that? Was that 50?
That puts us on 50.
Well, I'm gonna keep fighting the skeleton lords to see if I can beat them, but I don't know how long I'm gonna have to fight in me.
You wanna give it one or two more while we're looking at skeleton lords?
Yeah, we can. I'll give one more attempt at skeleton lords, so we'll have time for one more card. We'll go to 51, a nice unrounded number.
Let's get a bonus card. Not a prime.
Not a prime.
Not a prime. Exotic. Ooh, this one's funny.
This is a card I know you like.
Yeah. So exotic pets. Card I like to cast in a lot in limited. So this card needs a little bit of explanation about the set that it lives in.
New Capenna.
Because this is New Capenna, and New Capenna has like our mob boss devils sort of thing going on, which means that we have gotta make us sleep with the fishes. Shown here, the fishes. These are the fishes you sleep with.
And it was a set with a lot of counters, which explains this.
Like it sets up like a what you would expect in a lot of sets to be like, I am putting a 1/1 counter on my creature, but really it's usually like a shield counter.
Yeah, it's like a shield counter. And probably also a 1/1 counter. So these are like these are like 2/2 fishes that don't take damage the first time they take damage.
Yeah, and are just unblockable. Also instant speed.
And you can have a loyalty counter on it if you do some work.
Very low. You didn't actually have to do too much work in the set because this was the equipment's from this set.
Yeah, the stick.
The stick.
I forget what it was called. Luxor, yeah, the sword. Elspeth's shiny sword.
Yeah.
Okay, I will survive. I am a winner. I am invincible. I am powerful.
These are all truths. That all said, I'm like good on fish. I'm not huge on fish. A lot of fish also is like subsidized by white in particular being unreal in this limited format.
Yeah, Bant in particular, of which this card goes in. Shield counters were really powerful.
Yeah, shield counters were incredibly good, and white just had like
it had
commons that were above.
Yeah, Windrake that drew a card and like gained life.
Fish.
A donut will save me.
You're good. A radiation, beautiful life.
That's the power of donuts.
I like all the foods that you swapped over into. I have a hard time thinking that this is, like, worse than, like... My gut right now has this in, like... Lazatep Chancellor.
I think that's exactly it. Because these are like draft around uncommons. And
Yep,
I think this
yep.
is like where good draft around uncommons are going to go.
And it's like a still interesting enough card that had these things. So.
Oh my god. From Diskilled. From Full. Okay. Somebody somewhere was selling Twinkling Titanites, and that's going to be the last thing I do. I think Lazatep Chancellor is better than the fish.
Okay. Do you think it's better? Do you think Nest Invader is better than Fish, or Fish is better than Invader?
I think that's hard to say. I want to say Nest Invader is better.
Yeah, because my gut has it actually somewhere around like Chancellor. I think got the aim right. I think I'm looking more around like Recruiter of the Guard, Tip, and Preblade.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I think that's my like right here on Recruiter of the Guard spot. My thought. Can't have some twinklers.
No.
I think this
I remember.
happens.
I remember somebody was selling it.
The merchant up the path. That sells like chaos, the sorceries or whatever.
Oh, I haven't gotten to him yet.
Oh, okay. Then
has this lady moved yet? Exotic Pets.
Exotic Pets.
Going at
Exotic Pets.
number 19. Well, at the end of this ranking, Slaughter Pact has fallen quite a bit, down to number 4, beaten by Spore Frog.
Off the platform, off the trophies.
I think it's going to be a while until we beat Island. Island's going to be there for a while.
It takes a special card to beat. It's going to take a special card to beat Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Mountain and Island are going to be neck and neck for a long time.
Yeah. And we found a clear bottom of the barrel.
We found some. We found replacements for Titania's Boon, which is quite the accomplishment.
Yeah.
Woof. So what do we think about what do we think about Magic cards after thoroughly examining 51 of them?
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. You know what?
There's 51 or more to see.
Yeah,
I've been told.
There's at least 51 Magic cards. I presume there's more because there's 100 card formats where they're all different, but maybe
They play a lot of mountains.
you play a lot of mountains. I've personally seen you put 300 mountains in a deck before, so it's not out of the question.
It looks like right now our average card is Urza's Incubator.
You know what? That's very true. The average card, if you combined, you know those pictures of like the average Toho character or average baseball player, if you put every Magic card in a grinder and distill it into the finest paste and extrude a Magic card, it's Urza's Incubator.
The Mendoza line of Magic cards.
I don't think we're quite at the Mendoza line yet. I think Urza's Incubator's not quite hitting 200 yet.
Do we still think Grizzly Bears is sitting at the Mendoza line?
I think so. Grizzly Bears is it's a classic taste that only gets better with time. Buy your 7th edition foil grizzly bears
That's
now
right now.
before you can't anymore. This is our financial advice, Magic Finance. We're going after 7th edition foil grizzly bear, and we're going after stabilizer.
Get them now.
Get them now while supplies last.
No reprints.
No reprints. It's gonna blow it out of the water. I think that is it for now.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Jens.
Yeah, of course.
Should we do this next week? We're going to have, or I can just play rando if you have something else on Tuesday.
Yeah, next week is Aether Drift release.
Right, yeah, Aether Drift. I
So-
forgot about Aether Drift because I'm not
So-
excited for it. But it's probably, I know it's got some cool cards in it, like Duretti.
It does have Duretti.
It does have Duretti.
It's got some cool cards. I like the idea of Death's Shadow, the car.
Yeah,
I think that one's fun.
what is that card? What is that movie called? It's Jaws, but it's about a car.
It's the one with the receipt that, or the is that the one with the ATM that says, like that has the printout? God, why can't
I don't
Come up with
remember.
this
This
movie.
movie's not Christine. I don't think not Maximum Overdrive.
Because I'm thinking of the ATM that hates. I'm thinking of the. But I think that's different. Are we thinking of an episode of Futurama?
No, I'm thinking of a 1970s film.
Okay, are we thinking?
I'll worry. I'll remember it later.
Okay.
I'll let everybody know it.
But yeah, I also there's parts of Aether Drift I'm also not as excited for, but like they have not missed on a limited format in some time.
Yeah,
so
limited players have been eating good.
yeah, a lot of so
Let's
excited to see where we end up there.
Let's look at the schedule. I'm not on Sunday. I'm on Tuesday.
It's true.
Okay, schedule hasn't changed in a while. Gonna be Dwarf Fortin on Thursday, and then back to FF6 with Kaz on Friday. Sunday, Signalis. I feel like we're getting knee deep into that game now. It gave me an ending screen, or did it? I don't know. I remember what smelling salts was. I remember that smelling salts exist. And you're doing Dragon Warrior tomorrow, aren't you?
I'm doing Dragon Warrior tomorrow, and Friday is Slay the Spire mods.
Have you
cast time.
Have you got a mod picked out, or is it a secret?
I do not have a mod picked out yet for next week. I'll take a look. I've got 2 or 3 in mind. So I'll be looking between some of those. We're not getting down there. There's still dozens plus left, but like there's always more to explore with that.
They're going to keep adding more of them until quite a while. That's been it for now. I think we've reached Island. Island's going to be on top for a while. Thank you, slio9, for joining. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Anytime.
Is anybody doing anything?
Yeah, what do we got going on?
Not much. Okay. That's going to be it for now. Good night, everybody.
No.